Square foot property, and late tonight we saw agents walking out of this house carrying a cardboard box as well as several bags from the second story of the property out here. They were processing the scene there and could be seen taking notes on.
Look at Floyd Mayweather. It was like, bro, did you budget? Yeah, you got big injections. The big payments also went out. Why you got so many?
Yeah, so many of
like I'm talking about from money, cars, clothes, and things that's next to the road.
Yeah.
But everybody got a ticket.
He's not going broke, he just wants to push off paying back the IRS. But I think this next document is a smoking gun. This is the collection appeal request Floyd sent to the IRS on why he couldn't pay. The explanation he sent was, need more time to gather the funds to pay in full. This is the IRS about to start seizing his assets. This isn't a personal loan. Why in the world, if he's made hundreds of millions of dollars, why doesn't he just pay the couple $1,000,000 so he can get the IRS off his...
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly facing serious financial complications after U.S. tax authorities placed a $7.3 million lien against him. If that debt remains unresolved, officials could potentially move against some of his most valuable assets, including his Las Vegas home and extensive collection of luxury automobiles.
We'll take that car.
Reports claim that the Internal Revenue Service filed a $7.3 million tax lien against Floyd Mayweather over alleged unpaid obligations dating back to 2018 and 2023. Business Insider reported that the filing was made in Las Vegas the previous month. Official records reportedly showed that the balance remained unpaid as of March 26, adding fresh scrutiny to the way Mayweather manages his finances. Throughout his boxing career, the former champion earned hundreds of millions of dollars through fight purses, endorsements, and various business ventures.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, you know, we are on ESPN. It's a sports cars. It's a sports network. This car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. You ain't seen these two?
I haven't seen these?
No.
What? Floyd, this is 7 cars, man. Silver, platinum, Miami, black LA, white Vegas.
Yeah, in New York, I got my drivers.
And you got your drivers in New York?
Yeah.
Why? Talk to me about why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities.
Spoiled brat.
Oh, just being a brat?
Just being a brat.
The 7 cars that you showed me are in excess of $15 to $20 million.
The mansion itself was...
Mayweather's Las Vegas residence displayed that same extraordinary level of luxury, featuring a private indoor pool, spa facilities, marble finishes, and multiple elevators. The home also contained a massive designer wardrobe stocked with Louboutin footwear and Birkin handbags, along with valuable artwork and meticulously designed outdoor spaces. His collection of luxury watches and jewelry further reinforced the image of tremendous wealth surrounding the property.
Oh Lord, this is your closet?
Yeah.
I see the money team hats, along with various others.
Yeah.
Do you even know how many outfits you have?
I wear the same clothes, but I got a ton of clothes, but.
You're not overly concerned about clothes. I mean, you're gonna be suited down when you need to be suited and booted, but for the most part.
Well, today, I got on this today. Today's
I'm not talking about today.
Oh, today's just a chill day. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Today is like, okay, I ain't really got nothing, but you know what I'm saying? I do got a Patek Philippe on my wrist.
Okay.
I think this watch probably costs $100,000 with no diamonds.
Questions about Floyd Mayweather's finances have continued to attract widespread attention. According to the Post, Mayweather is also facing another lawsuit involving an alleged $15,000 bill for private jet services. That reportedly came shortly after claims of a $330,000 rental dispute and the $7.3 million IRS tax obligation. Together, these allegations have brought even more scrutiny to Mayweather's current financial situation. They have also raised questions about whether the lavish lifestyle he continues to display accurately represents his actual financial position.
See, when you depict that type of lifestyle, brother, it just gives people the thought to say, man, must be nice.
Must be nice.
But what, it'll be a thing if that runs out. Now, when you're writing bad checks and you're portraying this lavish lifestyle from private jets, PJs, and one of the most dumbest things that I seen, but I admired it. I was like, yo, you know what car or what area Floyd was in because of the color of his car. Did you ever peep that, Peggy?
What color was
See, all his cars was either white or black, depending on where it was. In Vegas, all his cars were a certain color. In Miami, all his cars were a certain color. The same fleet that we need to start getting them receipts and taking it back to the people to say, hey, I got 16 Rolls Royces. I got the 06, 07, 08, 09, 010, 011, 012.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the same car. Why would you
do you need that?
Anybody who knows luxury, brother, could tell you that's the price of playing luxury. Because how many versions of the Range Rover have you?
Despite the financial difficulties being reported, Mayweather continues to showcase expensive automobiles, including newer Rolls-Royce models and other premium vehicles. Critics argue that these purchases may be more about maintaining his public image as a wealthy celebrity than proving that his finances remain strong. The contrast between the luxury lifestyle he displays and the debts being reported has continued to generate significant attention.
Got it, including the IRS, because he nearly owes them $7.3 million in federal tax lien. So it's like he had it for you to owe $7.3 million. You had to have it.
That means you in taxes.
In taxes.
We was looking at them checks.
Yeah, we was. We was.
I mean, he went from Pretty Boy Floyd, Money Mayweather, to Mr. Pay-Per-View.
Okay.
Because when you look at the reports of all the top grossing pay-per-view participants in the history of pay-per-view, he on there.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
In that Mount Rushmore.
So I'm trying to tell you, it's not even a trick.
Scrutiny surrounding Floyd Mayweather's finances intensified after Spencer Cornelia addressed allegations involving the boxer's luxury watches and jewelry. Cornelia claimed that messages from August 2025 suggested some of Mayweather's watches had been used as collateral for loans. He further alleged that several pieces were released after portions of the outstanding balances were paid, while other watches supposedly remain connected to those financing arrangements.
Tried to take advantage of Jonah by bringing lawsuits against him as a way to extort him. And finally, Floyd writes, I appreciate you taking the time to read this letter, Your Honor. I would just ask that you consider my personal testimony that Jonah Recknitz is a good person. He claimed that he didn't know about Jonah's past in the complaint, yet he wrote that letter in support of Jonah, showing he clearly knew about the litigation in New York, so it doesn't seem to add up. Many have speculated that Mayweather is coming out of retirement for a rematch with Pacquiao because he needs the money. Yes, this is why. Around August 2025, Floyd needed cash money, so he decided to start pawning his jewelry. Here's a text on August 25th, 2025 of Jonah sending Floyd an image of his watch and the word loan below. That represents that watch as being within the group that was being pawned. Here's the second image sent on that day. The top image is a collection of watches that were grouped together for a November loan and that many had been returned after the balance was paid down. Here's the next message of another collection of watches that were used for a loan. The image on the left is an exhibit Floyd included in the complaint. Within this list are 4 of the watches you see in the text message on the right that were included in the group of watches that were pawned. This indicates he continues to lie about not knowing that his watches were getting pawned for a loan to fund his lifestyle. What was told to me is that Floyd was running out of money. Now, obviously, his broke is a lot different than broke for me and you, but at this time he needed money, so he decided to pawn $13 million from his watch collection. He does have his own jet and has flown private for a couple decades, and he has an extensive exotic car collection. But what has been shared with me is that his lifestyle is so expensive that he constantly needs to take out loans.
Cornelia also alleged that Mayweather had used watches worth approximately $13 million to secure cash through pawn arrangements. He pointed out that Mayweather's definition of financial hardship would likely look very different from that of an average person. However, Cornelia argued that sustaining such an extravagant lifestyle could require repeatedly borrowing against valuable assets. Mayweather has long been associated with luxury automobiles, private aircraft, expensive watches, and high-value jewelry.
began pawning, he texted his pawn shop lender asking about the balance he owes so Jonah knows what the number is. Jonah, as Floyd's manager and the one who handles all the financial transactions, is the one who ensures that all the loans are paid off. The lender responds $1.85 million in checks, $10.8 million in jewelry, and $1.47 million in fees. And he mentions needing another $360,000 by Friday so the fees don't keep adding up. Floyd received the $13 million for pawning watches in his supposed $100 million watch collection. Jonah shared with me that people pay up to 3% per month, which is why the fees were so high. That loan was almost paid in full. If you reread Joel's message, it makes sense. Joel says, I have recouped everything and hasn't had to sell any pieces. All that remains is another $360,000 so Floyd doesn't have to pay any more fees. In case you aren't following, Joel can sell the watches that were pawned if Floyd doesn't pay the $13 million back. But he didn't need to sell watches because he was paid back and made $1.5 million in fees. In the complaint, Floyd discusses pawning his $100 million jewelry collection with the words, to be pledged or placed in the possession of Joel, a Miami jewelry dealer. The amount received was around $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jewelry remains in the possession of Joel and Modi, and no accounting has been provided.
Back in July 2017, reports claimed that Floyd Mayweather had more than $30 million in outstanding tax obligations to the IRS. Around that same time, speculation emerged that his highly anticipated return against Conor McGregor may have been motivated partly by financial concerns rather than simply responding to McGregor's provocations. McGregor took advantage of those reports during the promotion, portraying Mayweather as the fighter who needed the matchup more. His remarks about Floyd's clothing and ability to afford expensive suits added even more tension to the build-up for their heavily promoted showdown at AT&T Stadium. There is no question that Mayweather generated enormous earnings throughout his boxing career. Forbes estimated his career income at approximately $700 million by 2016. He also reportedly made substantial investments in real estate, including a deal involving a rental property portfolio valued at around $600 million. However, questions have continued to surround the exact ownership and structure of some of those investments.
Be here, but I'll just throw my guess out there for fun. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to the 18% that 601 was claiming on their website. I think his return is going to look a little bit more like if he were to put his money into a REIT. Like for a simple example, if we look at Realty Income Corp, this is one of the most popular REITs around. They hold over 15,000 commercial properties in their portfolio, spread out over 90 different industries, and these guys pay a monthly dividend of about 5.5% if you invest your money with them. I'm sure 601 is giving Floyd a better return on his investment than Realty Income would give you or I, but it's generally the same concept as what I'm thinking, which means that if you put $100 million into this fund, he's probably making something like $600,000 per month on his investment. Next story. This one is definitely a change of pace. Floyd has now decided to invest a chunk of his money in the famous Versace mansion.
The latest tax filing becomes even more significant when viewed alongside other developments involving Mayweather's finances. Business Insider reported near the end of 2025 that Mayweather had parted with his private aircraft, as well as properties in Miami and Beverly Hills. Reports also stated that additional assets, including residential real estate and his Las Vegas strip club, had been pledged as collateral for money owed to financier Don Henke. Mayweather also reportedly encountered issues involving 2 condominium units at Trump Las Vegas. Those properties were temporarily taken over because of unpaid property taxes before being returned after the outstanding balances were settled. Despite these financial complications, Mayweather continued maintaining an extremely expensive lifestyle, regularly buying luxury cars, watches, jewelry, and other high-end items. That contrast has drawn attention to his financial decisions, particularly his continued display of significant wealth while facing debts, lawsuits, and other obligations. His purchase of the famous Versace mansion provides another example. At first glance, the acquisition may appear to be simply another extravagant property purchase. However, because the property operates as a luxury hotel, it also has the potential to generate revenue rather than serving only as a private residence.
To buy a piece of this place? Well, apparently he's partnering with the current owners, the Nikesh family, and someone else named Eli Gindi to acquire a large stake in the home. He's taken the majority of Gindi's interest for an undisclosed price, and all Floyd had to say about this deal is that he feels blessed to be a part of such an important piece of real estate. Since we have basically no context on his motives here, I'm just gonna do my best to put my spin on why he probably made this move. move. First, this home will probably spit off some cash flow for him because it is functioning like a hotel at this point. So he's kind of buying into a hotel with this one. Plus, the fact that it's the Versace mansion tells us that it will probably continue to appreciate pretty good over time. Second, this is just one of those trophy properties. Like, this is the type of house that you buy to have in your portfolio just because it makes you feel good and it gives you kind of something to brag about. And last, I don't really know anything about fashion, obviously, but Floyd wears a lot of fancy clothes. Some of those clothes are probably...
As renewed scrutiny surrounds Mayweather's finances, his continued involvement in discussions about major exhibition fights has also attracted attention. A potential second showdown with Manny Pacquiao has been discussed for years, but the event still has not been officially completed, with repeated delays leaving its future uncertain. Commentator Luke Thomas has questioned what continues motivating Mayweather to pursue these lucrative opportunities. Considering the enormous amount of money Floyd earned throughout his career, another fight would not necessarily appear essential for basic financial survival. However, reports involving outstanding debts, legal disputes, and the enormous costs associated with his lavish lifestyle have fueled speculation that financial considerations could be influencing his desire to continue pursuing major fights.
But Logan was much bigger. And then after the fight, Floyd had said explicitly, I'm not really going to do, I need to know what my limits are here. I'm not really going to go back to doing professional stuff, because during that week he was like, oh, I'd fight McGregor again and blah, blah, blah. He kept doing the exhibition thing. Well, now he's going back to the professional side. So let's talk about it. Why is this fight happening? I actually feel like the explanation is basically threefold, with some of that being really kind of...
Mayweather's search for lucrative matchups has gone beyond the possibility of another fight with Manny Pacquiao. Ali Abdelaziz, the manager of Khabib Nurmagomedov, previously claimed that Mayweather had repeatedly shown interest in fighting Khabib and suggested that financial concerns were partly behind that pursuit. Abdelaziz said Floyd continued pushing for the matchup and alleged that people were regularly reaching out to his side about making the fight happen. He also claimed that Mayweather's financial situation was becoming increasingly difficult, while making it clear that his team was not interested in accepting the fight at that time.
Pretty unambiguous. He is in a lot of debt, and despite the fact that he made over $1 billion during the course of his career, and by the way, did that without sponsors, by and large, without sponsors, is a remarkable achievement. I don't know what he's done with his money, but he doesn't have much more of it. He's now literally doing, I've seen liquor sales, and he's a known teetotaler, which is kind of a strange turn unless you recognize the guy has money issues. The same is true for Pacquiao. Pacquiao had money issues during the latter portion, frankly, of his active run, where he had tax problems, and so where he was competing was, at certain points, he would go to places that had like low tax thresholds just so he could hold on to more of his purse. So his situation is certainly one of these as well. These guys need money, and I don't know what the purse is going to be for Netflix. I suspect it will be substantial, but let's just be honest about it. Reason number one, they're broke. Reason number two, to me, I don't have much to say on this because I have not figured it out, but there's just a lot of...
That brings us to the end of today's video. Keep following for more boxing updates and the latest stories, and we'll see you in the next one.